Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Zachary Gutherman. For those of you that don't know me, I am a sports videographer, and it's July already, which is kind of crazy, which means we are halfway through 2026, but that also means we still have half of 2026 left to achieve all of our goals, achieve anything you're working towards this year. So kind of in light of that, I wanted to just share 26 pieces of advice or just things I've learned throughout the first half of this year that I think will be valuable to people watching, whether you're a sports videographer or not. And I figured I might as well start with the most important one that I actually got tattooed on the middle of my finger right there, which is the message of the 7 of clubs, which is my favorite playing card, which is to stay true to yourself. No matter what it is, stay true to yourself. You're the only person who knows your goals, your dreams, your ambitions in life. So stay true to them and work hard to achieve them. Second up is actually a quote by Daniel Madison. He's a magician, and he says, "Turn your pain into useful paint." And that's a quote I really like because it's basically saying, take your pain, the hard things you've been to, the struggles you've had to overcome in life, and turn them into art, turn them into paint. Use them as the canvas to create something, whether that be through video, through art, through whatever it is. Turn your pain into useful paint, because some of the best creative work is done as a result of hard times or of things you've been through. So use what you've been through to inspire, to create, and to just make the world a better place. Create things for yourself. Obviously, it's really easy when your job is to do video, filmmaking work, to create stuff for your job. But I think it's just as important to create things for yourself. Create passion projects that allow you to express yourself creatively. And that's something I've been doing a lot this year with, obviously, the tattoo. If you know me personally, there's a big story behind that. So I've been working on a really exciting project just for myself on that. And I think it's so important to still create things for yourself, not just for your work. You are your own brand. Clients aren't going to remember necessarily the name of the production company or the name of the business they hired, but they are going to remember the person who did the work. What makes you unique is your branding, and you are your own brand. So for me, I wear pink shoes all the time when I'm shooting. That's something that makes myself and my brand more recognizable to future clients. And a really cool thing that happened recently on the topic of that is when some friends and I were in LA, we ran into a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of streamers, and we watched back the stream to see ourselves in it, and Mike Malak made a comment about my shoes. Now, I don't think it was necessarily a nice comment, but the fact that he made a comment about my shoes, I thought was a huge compliment to my personal brand. Like, oh, this personal brand thing that I'm doing, which is wearing pink shoes, is something that is noticeably making me stand out. So you are your own brand, and what can you do to make your own brand really stand out? It is okay to spend money on things that make you happy. So we've got a layover in Nashville right now, and usually I'm the type of person who doesn't like to buy food at the airport. I'll always pack my own stuff. But since Nashville has a Sandella's, I'm going to spend the extra money to get Sandella's, because Sandella's is something we had in college, super nostalgic, can't really find it anywhere. Now, I'm not saying that you should spend money on comfort food. I'm making sure that what I order here fits my calories, fits my macros for the day. But it is really important to not be afraid to spend money on things that make you happy. At the end of the day, it's your money, pay yourself first. And one thing I've done a lot throughout this year has been spending a lot more money on Lego sets, because Lego is just something I enjoy building, and that money, is spent well because I'm enjoying myself, relaxing, taking a break from the work, doing hobbies outside of my normal video production stuff. So don't spend money on comfort food, but spend money on things that make you happy. When you're at the airport, get your steps in. Airport cardio is the best cardio. You're going to be sitting down for your flight anyways. Might as well get some steps in, roaming around the airport before you're bored. It'll make your body feel so good. Your daily routines should not change when you travel, only your environment. I think this is really important because as someone who travels a lot, it's easy to not feel good when you're traveling. But the easiest way to feel good when you're traveling is to do the same things, eat the same foods, have the same routine that I have when I'm at home, because that's going to make my body feel a lot more normal. So I do my cardio consistently when I'm at home. I'm doing my cardio right now. The only thing that's changing is the environment I'm in. I'm in a hotel gym instead of my real gym. But my routine is staying consistent. Same thing with going to the grocery store, making sure I'm eating fruits, Things like that. Keep your routine as consistent as possible when you travel, and it's gonna make your body feel 10 times better. Another thing I've learned this year is to spend more time with your friends and the people you actually care about. And I think that's so important because it's easy to just get lost in the day-to-day of, oh, I'm so busy, I'm running here, I'm running there, I'm doing all this stuff. You still gotta make time for your friends. And that's something that I've really learned a lot this year is keep the people who are close to you, be a good friend, spend time with them, talk to them, text them, and even just plan out trips with them because spending time with friends is so important. And bouncing off that last point, it is so important to call people on the phone. Call your friends on the phone just for no reason, to call and say, hey, I want to catch up. That's something I've started doing this year, and I don't do it super frequently, you know, once every few months per person, but calling people on the phone is such a great way to connect and just keep those relationships close with your friends, you know? Me and my friends, we are all literally spread throughout the country. You know, people are all over the place, and with travel and work, things get crazy. So there's nothing wrong with just giving people a phone call, saying hey, catching up, and just being a good friend. Don't forget to thank the people who helped you get to where you are today. There are so many people in my life who I know that I would not be in the position I am today without them, whether that be mentors, whether that be people like Zack Hample who trusted in me and believed in me. And I know for a fact I wouldn't be where I am today without certain people in my life. So one thing I've really been making sure I do this year is thanking them and telling them how much I really do appreciate them. And not only that, don't be afraid to keep asking your mentors for help. You know, it's easy to say, oh, this person mentored me in college, I don't want to bother them again, it's been a couple years. Always ask for help because there are always going to be people in your corner who are willing to help you. And just make sure you're thankful and really appreciative of them, but don't be afraid to go to them for help. And vice versa, don't be afraid to be the person others can go to for help. And in a similar vein to that, you should only take advice from people who you actually respect and actually want to be like. I wouldn't take fitness advice from someone who's 500 pounds overweight. Similarly, you shouldn't take videography advice or advice on how to get a job in the videography world from someone who doesn't have a job in the videography world. From someone who doesn't even have a job in the videography field. That doesn't make sense. So only take advice from people who you respect and people who are at a place where you want to be. And it sounds, you know, funky or kind of rude to say, but it's true. You're not going to get helpful advice from people who aren't where you want to be. So seek advice from people who are where you want to be in life. Take some time to unplug from technology completely. Had a day off today, so I decided to head to the beach, just kind of enjoy the fresh air and the outside. And it's just so good to not be looking at screens, not be looking at cameras, not be editing, just really have some time outside without any distractions. Highly recommend. Another thing I've been doing a lot this year is actually writing letters to myself. So when I travel, I'll write a note to myself for when I get home to remind myself to lock in and stay true to my goals. And I just like writing stuff down in general, but I found writing letters to yourself is so important. Other things I write down all my flights. I write down my weight each morning. I write down my calories, all that stuff. Writing things down for yourself is so important, and writing down motivational things for yourself also makes a huge difference. When you write it, you're basically writing it into reality. Enjoy the little things in life because it's so much easier to have a positive attitude over small things, like the fact that I just bought a ghost in the Nashville airport, and I've been to a lot of airports. You don't find ghosts in airports. But it's so much better to be happy over little small wins, positive things that happen day to day, rather than just going about the day, business as usual, upset, miserable. Have fun, enjoy the little things. Mental discipline and showing up is the most important thing. You want to be the type of person who shows up and does the things you say you're going to do. I told myself that I was going to go to the gym every morning when I travel this year, and that's what I'm doing. Yes, it's early. Yes, it sucks. No, I don't necessarily want to be here, but I know it's going to achieve my goals. But more importantly, I told myself I was going to do it, so I'm doing it. And that's so important when you're setting goals, is making sure that you actually are achieving the things you say you're going to do. Because if I was to put this off, then I'm setting a habit of, oh, it's okay that just because I said I want to do something, I don't do it. No, you don't try to do things, you do things. So if I say I'm going to go to the gym in the morning before the game, I'm in the gym in the morning before the game, no matter what. Remove things in your life that are going to cause you to fail on the path to achieving your goals. So for me, I'm someone who has a sweet tooth. I like to eat sweets. And so I would buy protein bars so I could have a protein bar and eat it as a sweet treat at night. However, I would get hungry late at night, and sometimes I would overeat on those protein bars to the point where, okay, yeah, I'm getting protein, but now I'm 600, 800 calories above my caloric goal for the day. So I recently decided to cut protein bars completely out of my diet because they were not helping me achieve my goal. Now, I'm still hitting my protein, still getting my sweet tooth in, shout out to the Ninja Creamy, but that's what I'm saying. Remove things that are going to cause you not to achieve your goals. And that doesn't have to be food goals, that could be anything. You know, if you're spending too much time scrolling on social media, set screen time limits or delete social media off your phone, things like that. Anything that's causing you to fail at achieving your goals, get it out of your life. Another quote I really like comes from Andrew Huberman, which is, you should do self-elected hard things so that when life gets hard, you're ready for it. And that one kind of goes without saying. Do hard things, whether it's lifting heavy weights, doing your cardio, whatever it may be. Do hard things so that you know that you are the type of person who can handle hard things. Consistency is key. Show up every single day. I told myself I'm gonna hit my cardio because I want to achieve my fat loss goals. I'm gonna be consistent and show up every single day, no matter what. Fuck your feelings, be consistent. Your body is your resume. Yeah, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it's pretty easy to tell a lot of things about a person based off their body. Are they in shape? Do they care about themselves? Do they have discipline? Or do they just let themselves go? And I think that's something really important for me because I grew up being overweight and out of shape. And when I was that overweight person, I did not respect my body. I did not respect myself. I had a lot of lack of confidence. But all those things changed once I got my physical health in check. So it's not so much, oh, ha ha ha, you fat piece of shit at the old me. It's more of once I got my health and my life in check, then I started respecting myself more. And if I can see that in myself, other people can see that too. Your body is your first impression. When you walk in a room, how confident do you show up? So your body is super important. That's ultimately your resume. So respect it and take care of it. Eat healthy, do stuff that's active, work out, you know, make yourself feel good. And that's going to make you show up as a better person each and every day. Show up for yourself, not for social media. It's easy to post everything on social media and make it look like this big glamorous thing. And while I do think that sharing your work online is important, you should still do things for yourself. I'd be in the gym right now, whether or not I was making this video. Same thing with if I'm learning how to color grade. I don't have to post that on social media, but I can post the final work on social media. So make sure you're doing everything you're doing for yourself, not for social media. When you're directing, you want to make your subjects feel both seen and heard. I direct a lot of athletes and I do a lot of content with athletes. And when I'm directing them, I want to be a good director. I want to listen to their input, listen to what they want out of each project, because that's going to allow that relationship between director and talent to just thrive. No one wants to work with an asshole, and the least you can do is treat every single person you work with like another person. You guys are on the same level. Treat everybody with respect and kindness when you're directing them. The best camera you can possibly shoot on is the one you already have with you. Yes, gear is awesome, and having better gear, like more expensive cameras, cinema cameras, they can make better products. But using lesser gear, whether it be an old mirrorless camera, whether it be your iPhone, is going to allow you to create more than you would create if you didn't create anything at all. So don't let a lack of gear become an excuse for not creating things. In fact, I actually really like shooting on my iPhone, especially for these vlogs on my YouTube channel. And for the past year and a half, I've realized that by vlogging on my phone, I'm more likely to actually edit the video and actually put the video out. So create more, even if you don't have the perfect gear. Before each creative project, ask yourself what equipment would help you best tell your story, and then see if it's possible to use. I feel like oftentimes people fall into the trap of, oh, I'm just gonna shoot it with the same setup I always use, or, oh, getting a new lens would be too expensive, and they don't even like entertain the idea that there's other ways to get the shots you're looking for. You know, you could rent gear, you could reach out to people, see if anyone has a lens they'd be willing to let you borrow, things like that. And I think people just let the constraints of, oh, filmmaking gear is so expensive, get in the way of the creative. So never lose sight of the creative vision with each new project you do. Philadelphia sports fans are the best fans in the world, no doubt. Everybody knows this, but we travel so much with the Bananas and Banana Ball, and everywhere we go, whether it's Tacoma, Washington, Fargo, North Dakota, I always see at least one person in a Phillies or an Eagles jersey, so that's really cool. But bigger than that, I just think it's important to be proud of where you're from. You know, I am so proud to be from Philadelphia, so proud to be a Philly sports fan. And I think that that is part of who you are. And it's really important to be proud of that. Here's a quote I really like. You cannot recover from who you are, nor should you try to. And this quote basically means to unapologetically be yourself no matter what. It's very similar to the 7 of Clubs, which is stay true to yourself. But this quote is, you cannot recover from who you are, nor should you try to. Don't feel bad about being who you are. Everyone's got their quirks. Everyone's got their things they enjoy, things they are passionate about. Don't ever be afraid to be yourself, and don't ever be afraid or embarrassed of those things that make you you, you know? That's what makes you special, is what you like and what you enjoy. So never, ever, ever try to change that. And lastly, with every decision you make, think about what future you will think of that decision. You know, it's easy to decide, oh, I'm going to eat some fast food right now and get that instant gratification, but then in the future, I'm going to feel like garbage. Or, oh, it's easy to stay inside when it's raining, but in the future, I'm going to wish I got that shot with the pretty rain coming down. So always think of your future self when making decisions, and that will lead you to make better decisions. You know, I didn't want to wake up and go to the gym in the morning, but I know future me is going to feel good because of it. Things like that. But anyways, that's the video. I just wanted to share 26 quotes, thoughts, pieces of advice, if you will, that I think might be beneficial to fellow sports videographers, fellow just creatives in general, as we are halfway through the year. Like I said, we still have half of 2026 left to achieve all your goals, work hard. So don't look at it as, oh, the year's halfway over, I'm going to try next year. Look at it as, we still got half a year to make this the best one yet. And that's really it for this video. So I hope you all did enjoy it. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments. I definitely am open to trying new things with the channel, trying other types of content other than just traditional videography tutorials. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this one though. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you all again in the next video, which is gonna be a cool one.